This is not my real life, and I don't think now that it ever will be. It is probably time for me to accept that my real life will never happen. It would need to have started already to have any chance of lasting much more than a moment, of growing into anything. I should content myself with having this much instead. I could never eat much before the appointments. Too apprehensive. I sat in the kitchen looking out of the window at my square of back garden and drank a cup of decaf tea. I don't go anywhere near caffeine now. Breakfast was a piece of toast with butter and strawberry jam. I supposed it was breakfast. It might just as easily have been lunch. Afterwards, I left my plate and my cup unwashed by the sink and went into the garden and inspected the woodbine and inspected the rose. There was a frost last night. Is the woodbine in the right kind of pot for it to make through the winter? I spent more time over the rose. A month ago, I cut it back to its very base when the last of the leaves died, because it had been sprawling all over the place for years. Will that have worked? Did I go too far? I will have to wait until spring to find out. But all the same, I watch for signs. I watch for clues of what's going to happen. Rose. Something that dies. Something that needs to be cut down to nothing from time to time. Something that lives twice, in summer and autumn. A smell like a memory. Black spot always nipping at the leaves. The masterpiece I thought I was going to weave into the world would have been an encyclopedia of every word I'd ever fallen in love with. It would have been the climax of the Open University degree I started working towards when they told me I was well into the swing of my latest recovery. The 15th or 16th attempt I made of starting again. It went the way of all the others, before and since. There have been so many now, life after life, that never happened. Almost 70 years of dreams that came and went. And another birthday crawling closer as I turned steadily into the old woman I never believed I'd be. But I would have liked to write my encyclopedia. Of all the dreams I never made happen, I'm sorriest about that one being stillborn. I wanted to do something for people who'd forgotten that the world, as well as being a terrible and frightening and dark place to spend time in, was also filled with things worth remembering, things that anyone would be glad to have seen and done. I thought if I could record all the beauty that I had witnessed, every image that had made me feel like my days were worth having, then maybe others in the same kind of dark would be encouraged to look at their own lives differently too, to see past the things that beset them and look out for beauty. I would love to have found a book like that while I was deepest down in my own trouble. People would be able to read it like a dictionary from A to Z, but also to follow other paths through it, other stories, if they chose, because that's the way you fall in love with things. They don't just come at you one after the other. They sidle up, reach you slantwise. Days worth living fall on us like the sun coming in through the windows, making unexpected angles. That is how I've met the words I've loved. I wanted to capture the fact that things aren't only beautiful in their own right, they're beautiful because of what they've meant to people, of what they mean to you. So this would be an encyclopedia you could get lost in, with every entry cross-referencing to other entries so that you could wander through everything beautiful that the author had ever encountered, take whatever path you fancied, and never leave, if you didn't want to. Not much of the draft I prepared survives now, but I can show you how it would have worked.